Imagine you're walking outside on a sunny afternoon. Suddenly, you find yourself in a complete void. There's no air, no breeze, no breath, and no sound. For just 5 seconds, oxygen disappears entirely. 5 tiny seconds. What could possibly go wrong? A lot more than you might think. In this episode of Infinite If, we explore the consequences of Earth losing all its oxygen for just 5 seconds. Spoiler alert, it could be the shortest and most intense apocalypse you'll never forget. We often take oxygen for granted. It's present in every breath we take, in every chemical reaction around us, and even in the materials that hold our cities together. Oxygen makes up about 21% of our atmosphere and is essential for life, combustion, and maintaining the structure of the world as we know it. But what if it vanished? Not permanently, just for 5 seconds. A cosmic glitch, a sudden moment where every single oxygen molecule simply ceased to exist. What would that moment feel like? And more terrifyingly, what would it break? Let's explore this scenario. As oxygen disappears, the first thing you would notice is complete silence. You can't hear anything at all. Sound waves need a medium, such as air, to travel, and oxygen constitutes a large part of that medium. Without oxygen, the air becomes thinner, leading to an abrupt stillness. Imagine being in a world where even your screams produce no sound. If you're caught mid-breath, you might instantly feel a burning sensation in your chest. Oxygen not only fuels your body, but also keeps your lungs moist and protects your internal tissues from damage. Without adequate oxygen, your respiratory system goes into a state of panic. Your body doesn't have time to suffocate, but it recognizes that something is seriously wrong. Your skin begins to sting, not just from the lack of air, but because the ozone layer, which protects us from harmful rays, is gone. In that moment, unfiltered ultraviolet rays from the sun flood the surface of the Earth. A sudden spike in UV radiation can burn skin tissue instantly. You're not just tanning, you're being toasted. Oxygen scatters sunlight, giving the sky its characteristic blue color. Without it, the sky would appear completely black, like outer space. You are on Earth, yet it resembles the moon. Buildings begin to crack. Why? Because oxygen plays a crucial role in binding materials such as concrete and metal. Without oxygen, these materials become brittle. As a result, bridges, skyscrapers, and roads start to crumble. The world doesn't explode, but its foundations begin to deteriorate. But wait, this isn't just about humans gasping for air or buildings collapsing. Let's talk about cars, specifically those powered by internal combustion engines. Without oxygen, there can be no combustion. This means that every car, truck, plane, and boat running on fuel would suddenly come to a halt. Imagine you're flying in a jet when this happens. The engines sputter and die. Suddenly, hundreds of planes become gliders. What about power plants? They would go offline. Hospitals, life support systems would fail. Fires, they would be extinguished instantly because fire also needs oxygen. Now consider the oceans. Without oxygen, water molecules lose part of their chemical integrity. While hydrogen remains, H2O as we know it becomes unstable. It doesn't boil like water in a kettle, but the balance of life in the oceans starts to collapse. And the impact on animals? Birds would drop from the sky, fish would die in massive waves, and insects would go still. The Earth would become eerily quiet, not just silent, but lifeless. But here's the twist. Once oxygen returns after just 5 seconds, much of the damage cannot be undone. Some people may survive, but the infrastructure, nature, physics itself, all would have taken a punch no one saw coming. Now oxygen has returned, people can breathe again, and engines are sputtering back to life. However, the skies are darker, the cities are damaged, and ecosystems are on the brink of collapse. In just 5 seconds, the world became a fragile memory of what it once was. This scenario illustrates how deeply interconnected life and physics are with oxygen. It's not just a gas, it's the invisible glue that holds civilization together. Could this actually happen? In reality, it's nearly impossible. There's no known natural event that could remove oxygen so quickly without destroying Earth in the process. But contemplating this situation helps us realize how delicately balanced our planet is. It also reminds us that in science, the most terrifying what-if questions often reveal the most amazing truths. Want more mind-bending science-fueled journeys like this one? Then subscribe to Infinite If and explore the universe one impossible question at a time. Because here, curiosity is infinite,